And good evening, everybody. This is Michael Filighera. I'm with logicalsignals.com and also tradershelpingtraders.com. And this is the Elliott wave update to the S&P 500 for Sunday, August 15th, 2021. The market has opened slightly down this afternoon as the Globex session starts across the country, across the globe. And I have gone ahead and put the minute third wave completion point at Friday's highs. We're basically right there at the close at 4,463.25. I will still leave the potential for the market to move up to that zone, which is 4,465, and then upwards towards 4,470. We still run a chance that the market may just zip back up there, complete that third, but in either case, I believe that this minute wave three is either complete or very nearly so. And that then suggests that we should be getting a minute four wave correction. And so I put up the Fibonacci's based on Friday's high as to where this fourth wave can come in. And so we have our 0.382 support, which is the most common, and it falls within the fourth wave of one lesser degree, or actually two lesser degrees. And then the actual one lesser degree is right here. So the 0.382 gets to the top end of that zone, but within the middle of the very previous fourth zone. So I think it's a pretty good spot. That if the market decides that it's really going to give up a little bit, it could drop about 20 points from where we are currently. And so we'll let that continue to develop as the afternoon session gets all complete. And then we get the Asian markets coming on. And then we also have the European markets. There's a lot of things to digest that have happened over the weekend, primarily the involvement or the what's going on over in Afghanistan and getting all nationals from the various countries, plus the United States, plus the additional burden of getting Afghan nationals who have cooperated with the United States during the war to get them out of the country and to bring them over to the United States on visas. So there's a lot of things happening right now in that part of the world, and that may have an effect on the market. We'll have to wait and see. In any case, it's only a minute fourth wave correction that I'm looking for. I still believe that we have yet a minute fifth wave up. And so if this completes nice and clean and gets it down here, so first stop could be 4,446. That would be 0.236, and as long as it's an ABC, very acceptable. Again, remember, I do believe that underneath all of this is still some pretty intense buy pressure that still remains in the market. They don't have enough to break the back of the bull market yet, but I think that's coming out. But again, remember what I have been saying all along, and I will continue to say, it's going to be driven by a shock to the market. Something is going to come up, something may happen, and it's just going to be a very strong shock to the market. It will be a sudden, like, oh my God, what just happened type of a shock. In any case, what I'm looking for right now, and what I think we need to just plan for tomorrow, is continued downside. If it gets down into the support level and we can count 3 down, then very likely I can put a 4 there, and then we'd be looking for that fifth wave up to come in and get underway. Now, what I need to do is take out that, but leave in, and of course it didn't. It took out all of them. It's the Fibonacci retracements, but those actually came into redo. All right, so I will put this in separately, and because I need to add one additional Fibonacci extensions, and that is going to be for the minor fifth wave. That's what we're counting into. We had a minor fifth wave in progress from 65.50. Must be good enough. So it was actually 64.25. No, 65.25. So about 75 cents up. But we're looking for upward levels, upside levels for where this can complete. So what I now have put in is if I'm expecting this fourth wave to come down to 44.35.50, I went ahead so I can get estimates of where all of this could end up. So the relationship between a fifth wave, which we now would start once that fourth wave is in. So please try to stay with me on this because I'm projecting an expected fifth wave has not begun yet. We've not even gotten through the fourth yet. So I'm looking for that fourth wave to come down. If it comes down and it reaches that bottom line support at 382, then I'm going to mark it. But just for this example, so we can kind of get an idea of what a fifth wave should look like and where it should possibly go, I have gone ahead and I've added the last layer for a minute fifth wave. And that would be I'm connecting extensions from where wave 3 started to the top of wave 3 to what I'm assuming would be the expected completion point for wave 4. And that gives me the wave 5. Now, right here, I have this 0.236 is the intermediate fifth wave, and that began right there. So we have that Fibonacci extensions, and the very first resistance level on that level comes in at 4,507. Well, minute wave 5 would be equal in length to minute wave 3 at 4,509. So there's our first, again, confirmation of, wow, this is where this can go. That 4,000, just above 4,500 has continued to play strong as we measure out all of these moves of varying degrees. So that continues to be. And wave 5 should step its way up. And again, we'll find resistance at these levels at 44.81, 44.94, and then on up. We get some at 44.66, etc. Now, what we have above that is another cluster. What we have is where the projected minute wave 5 would be equal to 1.236 of the minute wave 3, but the minor wave 5 would be equal to 100% of minor wave 3 at 4,529.75. So first we have 4,526, then we have 529, then we have another 537, 4,537, and those all are related to the minute wave 5 and the minor wave 5. So that's where that all comes in, plus the intermediate wave 5. So we have quite a heavy duty zone. I'm going to pull this open again, building at these various levels. And all continue to be related fifths. So what are we completing as we get up here? We're coming up into this pinnacle of where the minute level 5 finishes, the minor 5 finishes, the intermediate wave finishes, and the primary fifth wave finishes. I've not measured that one out because it's just up too high. But we can see the intermediate wave 5 it would be equal to 0.382 of that intermediate third at 4,603. Well, now we can come down and look at the minor 5, would get close. These are not impossible levels. Well, if we start breaking 1.618, minor 5 would be 1.618 times the length of minor 3 at 4,631, then 4,646, then 4,683. So that all comes in all that same area. So depending on what's really out there, depending on the power of this fifth wave, we could get quite a move. I'm not initially going to be looking for that because, again, we're so close and there's just too much happening on the globe, but within our own country. that I just think that that shock to the system is like sitting out there waiting, and that bomb's going to get dropped, and then we'll be done and we'll know. But I'm just saying, if it takes longer and the buyers keep moving in, those are the levels. That's where it could go. I will continue to track it. I will continue to trade it. But now we want to wrap parameters around all of this so that we can get an idea. What are we going to do tomorrow? Well, I think for tomorrow, I believe that we should continue to go down. If this all happens in Globex before we open tomorrow morning, good. We know what to expect. It should hold. If we get 3 waves down, we'll look at it as possibly being complete. It could only be the A wave. Then we get a B wave and a C wave. Depends. But I am basically looking for this to be a flat. So in other words, if we get an ABC down, and it's more of a zigzag, then I'm going to look for a B wave. And it likely will come up, but it stays within a range. We should not get a double zigzag. We should not get 2 zigzags separated by a third. So it not should be ABC 535. I don't look at, I'm not thinking that it's going to get that far. I still believe right now, there is enough underlying buying pressure to keep the market consolidating up here at the upper levels. And right now we're stuck, we're sitting right there, boom, not going to move. That's where it basically opened, and it's absolutely sitting dead still. Down, it was down 6, now it's down 4.75, down $5. So it's not moving. It's a total wait and see, and they may do that until we get on board tomorrow morning. Now, continued downside, if it really starts to break, then maybe the shock has already come out. Again, we don't know because it hasn't happened. But those are possibilities. Then we're going to be playing it against our moving averages, and we're going to be looking for breaks of all of our moving averages, which have been taken off. And I'm going to put them back on. And there we see them. I'm going to bring it down to the 30. The hourly seemed like it was still pretty lined up. The 30-minute is registering the little bit of downside we're seeing, but you can still look at how far down. The 200 is pretty far. Even the 50, which likely will come into play during this little corrective period. It already did on that initial opening. And now we're just kind of maybe, so for all we know, folks, A, B, C, it's done by the time we get up tomorrow. I don't know. But they're starting to point a little bit down, but basically still up. 15-minute, probably a little bit better, but 15 minutes now sinking down to it's 50. So it looks like the correction is going to happen here. And that's kind of what I'd be looking for. Or just a continuation. See, we're starting to press already, press on the 5-minute 50. So we could expect some continued downside, I believe. A little up action, then downside. Up, I believe will, if this is indeed that fifth, and then it completes that minute 3, could go up and equal it, but I would certainly not at this point expect it to exceed it in a corrective phase. It can and still be corrective, but it's going to be dependent on what this one looks like. And right now, I can't tell. So anyway, that's how I'm going to leave this right now. I'm looking for a little bit continued downside tomorrow. We'll see what actually happens, but I don't think it's going to take an entire session. Again, too much going on that I think people are going to be reacting to. So we have a little bit downside, the continued upside, where I am then, if as long as it holds our supports, I am looking for continued upside, even if it gets down to 44.25, 44.30 down in this area. I'm looking for 35. It gets down to 30 to 27. I'm still looking for upside. I'm looking for it to go back and to create new highs above 44.64, above 44.66. Get itself up there closer. We do have a little bit of overlap right here at 44.80, but I'm preferring to see it up here above 4,500. That has been the ultimate target for quite a while, and it continues to point in that direction. That's where I'm going to leave it for now, folks. Please continue to trade accordingly. Trade what's in front of you. Trade using your moving averages, and stay tuned because I'm going to be putting out some summer promotions for the trade room. I want everybody to be ready to be able to trade going into the fall season. And so I've got a lot of specials being offered so that either you could join the trade room, we trade together. And it's also the purpose of education, keeping up on the Elliott wave count. How do I arrive at this? I'm going to be offering quite a few specials and keep you in mind. And so if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do so that you will be on the list to receive any of the updates. Next update will be Monday, August 16th.